Welcome back, everyone. Today we're looking at the origins of one of the most famous cities in the entire world. It's been called the city that never sleeps, the constipated anus of America. And some guys call it Gotham, I guess. But what if I told you that this modern metropolis wasn't founded on dreams of freedom or the promise of democracy? What if I told you New York City exists because of beaver pelts? Well, it does. But trust me, there's more to the story, so sit tight and get ready to discover why NYC exists. Spoiler, it's not Liberty, it's Beavers. The Empire State Building, Wall Street, Broadway, the United Nations. The beating heart of global finance, culture, and influence. We tell ourselves beautiful stories about why New York became great. Stories about freedom. The Dutch focus on commerce over religion, about democracy, about the American dream. Okay? Here's the truth they don't teach in school. New York City exists because of beaver pelts, not liberty, not Lady Liberty, not even people. Beavers. The Beaver Gold Rush. The animated map, 1609. Henry Hudson's ship. Halve Mahan, sailing up the river. Narrator, V.O. Our story begins with a man who was spectacularly lost. Instead, in 1609, he sailed into the most perfect natural harbor on the East Coast. Henry Hudson, an English explorer working for the Dutch East India Company, was searching for a shortcut to Asia. It was something far more valuable in 17th century Europe: beaver fur. In those days, a beaver hat was the ultimate status symbol, worn by kings, merchants, and anyone who wanted to look important. Beaver, fur, was literally worth its weight in gold. In the 1620s, a single beaver pelt could buy you a week's worth of food, a musket, or even a small plot of land. Manhattan Island? It was basically Wall Street before Wall Street existed, a furry gold mine. The Dutch West India Company made what might be the greatest real estate deal in history. Or the greatest theft, depending on your perspective. Director General Peter Minuit purchased Manhattan from the Lenape people for goods worth 60 guilders, about $1,100 in today's money. Not sell it. But for the Dutch, they weren't interested in building a utopia. They were building New Amsterdam. A gritty, muddy, chaotic trading post where the only religion was profit. British takeover, and why they kept everything. The Dutch? They surrender without firing a single shot. Why? Because the Dutch West India Company had stopped sending supplies. The colony was broke, poorly defended, and the settlers were fed up. The British renamed it New York, after the Duke of York. And here's the brilliant twist. They kept everything that worked. The Dutch street grid? Kept it. The Dutch legal system that protected property rights? Kept it. Absolutely kept it. The British were smart enough to realize the Dutch had accidentally created the perfect commercial ecosystem. While Boston was focused on Puritanism and Philadelphia on Quaker ideals, New York was focused on one thing: moving stuff. Furs, wheat, tobacco, people, money. That deep, ice-free harbor, perfect for ships, the Hudson River. A highway straight into the continent's interior. The location, smack between Boston and Philadelphia. New York wasn't just another colony. It was America's first true economic engine. The immigration funnel. And the immigrants, millions of them. Irish fleeing famine. Italians escaping poverty, Jews running from persecution, all arriving at one place, the port of New York. While Boston and Philadelphia had established elites who looked down on newcomers, New York? It needed bodies, workers, hustlers, dreamers. The city didn't just tolerate immigrants, it devoured them, digested them, and turned them into fuel. Between 1892 and 1954, over 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island. That's more people than live in New York City today. They arrived with nothing but hope. and built the Brooklyn Bridge, the subway system, the garment industry, and the American dream itself. Why not the capital? Here's the ultimate irony. New York was America's first capital. The Beavers' legacy: visual, Wall Street, traders, Broadway shows, street food vendors, taxis, subway, narrator, VO. So let's connect the dots. That beaver fur trade, it established the commercial DNA that still defines New York today. The relentless focus on profit, the willingness to do business with anyone, the belief that money moves everything. Animation. Beaver transforming into dollar sign, then into skyscraper narrator, VO. The Dutch obsession with trade over ideology, still there. The British focus on efficiency and logistics, still there. The immigrant hustle, defining the city every single day. The Statue of Liberty? She came in 1886, more than 250 years after the Dutch started trading beaver furs. She's a beautiful symbol, but she's not the reason. The Broadway shows, the art museums, the sight